I'm Eric Novak. We may think that the sedan market has disappeared. We seem to love our crossovers and SUVs, especially on the luxury side, but that's not true. There still is a healthy constituency of buyers who want performance sedans that hug the road, that offer a great driving experience. Lexus understands that, and they are, because of that, launching an all-new 2021 IS. And I'm here in Kingston, Ontario to take a look at the all-new Lexus IS for this first drive opportunity. We've got some great hugging roads near Kingston, Ontario to check out, so let's get to it. For 2021, the Lexus IS comes in an array of 9 different trim options. There is a single IS 300 equipped with rear-wheel drive offered in F Sport and is the only trim powered by the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. There are 6 IS 300 trims in all-wheel drive that utilize the 3.5-liter V6, and it includes 2 F Sport variants as well as an all-new ultra-luxury trim. And there are also 2 Halo trims available as IS 350s, and each comes as F Sport with the same 3.5-liter V6 but re-engineered to offer more power overall. Output for the 4-cylinder IS 300 rear-wheel drive is 241 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. The IS all-wheel drive trims will give you 260 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque, while the IS 350 trims carry 311 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque under the hood. When you look at the Lexus portfolio of sedans, you have the full size range. You've got the IS, which of course we're in right now, which is also sometimes combined with the ES because the sizing is pretty comparable. Then you move up in size to the GS sedans, then you've got your full size LS. I think that when you move up in size, you also move in your expectations for what you want these vehicles to be and to do for you. I wouldn't ever think anyone driving an LS or a GS is really doing so for the pure performance of it. Those are comfortable luxury cruisers. They have all the amenities and they're fun to drive as well, but it's not about performance as it would be, say, with something in the compact range like such as this IS. And I think Lexus understands that well because this redesign IS really has been about the drive experience so far. And I have enjoyed this drive experience pretty much from the get-go. The more rigid chassis is creating a situation where on these twisty roads that I've been on for the last hour or so, I've always felt planted. The steering in sport mode has been really firm and enjoyable and not too rigid as well. I think it's been a good combination. And overall, I mean, the engine performs well. It's been a good experience. This is a fun vehicle to drive. The exterior design of the new IS includes several structural and physical changes, but they won't be easily noticed. The new design is just over an inch shorter and wider than before, with a noticeable flare-out around the fenders, which is done to accommodate the new available 19-inch wheels with wider diameters that's available on the IS 350s, as well as the IS 300 all-wheel drive F Sport 1. 18-inch wheels are standard on all other trims, as the 17-inch tires from previous IS models is no longer available. The headlight design is narrower than before, with the daytime running lights moving above the headlights instead of below where they used to be. But it's on the back where lighting has made a more noticeable change, with the addition of an L-shaped blade-style light bar that spans across the rear of the vehicle. Personally, I think it looks really sharp and is one of the nicer design changes they've made. Overall, this is an attractive design, but it's one where the changes won't leap out at you, and that's something that can be seen as both good and bad depending upon your perspective. Inside the new IS, you'll see many things that are familiar and a few that are new. Thankfully, the very cool sliding gauge cluster remains, as does most of the general positioning of its controls. Some people don't like the thicker steering wheel used in the IS, but I've always rather enjoyed it, and it's back with the 2021 version. What is new is an available 10.3-inch center display screen, which for the first time is actually also a touchscreen. people have wanted a touchscreen because they really don't like using that trackpad that Lexus tends to love so much. Well, with the new IS, the trackpad has also undergone some improvements to its responsiveness. Now, the way it was explained to me in our morning technical briefing is that it responds now more like a tablet and less like a mouse on a computer screen. I'm still not a huge fan personally, but I did notice that it seemed more responsive and easy to use when I tested it out. Interior dimensions are still tight, as this is a compact sedan after all. Now, if a friend offers you a ride in one but insists that you sit in the back, well, just make sure that the ride isn't for very long. My tester was an IS 300 all-wheel drive in the new ultra luxury trim, and I chose it because I've always been a sucker for a great original built-in sound system, and Lexus was excited about letting me try what was offered in this new top-end trim. So I'm in the ultra luxury trim of the IS right now, and one of the top-end features of that is a new 17-speaker, 1800 watt Mark Levinson sound system. It has been enhanced. There has been some advanced engineering built into this, and part of the drive event is to demo it out. In fact, Mark Levinson Sound Systems, the company themselves, they have sent a little demo track for us to play. So I'm just going to do a little bit of driving, and we're going to listen to this sound system. And you know, I'm a sucker. I come from radio originally at the beginning of my career, so I've always been a sucker for a good OEM sound system. So let's get on this road driving, and let me turn it on and see what it sounds like.
Welcome to the Lexus Mark Levinson sound experience.
That's a pretty broad range of sound here, and it's sounding crystal clear. It matches the road I'm driving on. Let me flip it to the road in front. There we go. Now it's going. Wow. It sounds good. I gotta admit, it sounds really good. Okay, that was awesome. The 2021 Lexus IS is a sports sedan with plenty of options, a good drive, and all set at a great price point. While this isn't as thrilling a ride as in a BMW M Sport or a Mercedes AMG, it's still a good driving vehicle, and it costs thousands less than its BMW or Mercedes competition. Now, as an entry point into the luxury market, it's a great choice to consider, and it's backed by Toyota's well-known reliability, so there's certainly that going forward as well. Lexus knows what they're doing by keeping committed to the performance sedan category, and this IS250 and the IS300 for 2021 certainly hit the mark well. I've enjoyed my time driving this, and you know, I'm fighting daylight, so I'm going to keep it brief. Check this car out. If you're in the market for something fun to drive, you'll enjoy it too. That's it for this review. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching. There's plenty of ways for you to keep connected with me, so check out some of my social media links, suggested videos, and you know, I'd really love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel.